Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Commodities Update video. And today I'm doing the video just slightly 30 minutes before market closed. I'm going to be going on hike, so I'm just doing a little bit earlier. And we'll be looking at technical analysis on natural gas, UNG, US dollar, oil, and gold and silver. And we'll be taking a look to see what's the most likely scenario price to be heading into later this week. All right, if you guys learned anything, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Let's get started. So we're looking on the daily time frame. And I talked about this over the weekend, just a couple days ago, saying that after bears confirmed a daily downtrend here, just let them do their thing, follow the trend, don't fight the bear momentum until we hold get to some kind of level of support. So a downtrend just means that it's a lower high, meaning on that bounce, the pivot is going to be lower than the prior high, right? You can see that, and then a lower low, meaning on the drop, we're going to drop below the prior pivot low. So that's a downtrend confirming when that happened. And so ever since that downtrend confirmed, bears are getting a decent follow through here. And I also talked about this on the weekly time frame, on the weekly chart, that it's a weekly bear flag. So a characteristic of a weekly bear flag, we measure from the top of move to the bottom move, is that on the bounce, right, on this entire drop, that's 100% of the drop. On the bounce, it's not going to bounce over this yellow box, which is 38.2% mark. That's usually what a characteristic of a bear flag is. And essentially, this is what we got. You can see on this bounce, we barely bounced to maybe 25%, and then we dropped. And usually it flags a little bit before it decides to go to a lower low. It doesn't have to, but if we do bounce pretty much right at the spot where we currently are, then there's a potential that we flag, because this low is not lower than this flag's low yet, but we are super close. So there's a chance that we may, just break through it tomorrow. But for now, let's take a look to see if we bounce at all from there. So you can see we got a tiny bounce, like a 0.5% bounce, 1.5. So there may be a chance where this, this low ends up holding. I call this a double bottom, because this is a prior low, pretty much hitting it right at the same spot. So yeah, either bulls hold this spot. I mean, that's pretty much the last level of support, or it's going to get a flush. And then we're looking at this black looking downtrending line that we've been forever looking. You can see it goes all the way back to back here. Bounce, 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 bounce. And then if we do break that double bottom, then we're probably going to come down here and try to test that again, and then potentially bounce from there. So those are the two levels of support I'm looking at in terms of the current levels. But if bulls bounce here, they need to still negate that bear flag on the weekly time frame, right? So it doesn't mean, so that's how we bounce comes up and then it just continues to flag like that. Then that's a continuation of a bear flag on the weekly time frame. So we'll see. Bare minimum for the bulls, bounce at least give me an hourly uptrend. Right now we don't have anything at this moment. They need a big enough bounce still, but for now they did hold this double bottom. If we break through that, just keep on letting the bear do his thing until we see some kind of next level support with this black line. All right, let's take a look at UNG. Similar idea. Yeah, for the NatGas, make sure you click BADJ, so there will be no contract gaps on your chart, so the chart would look like mine. And UNG, so UNG, similar idea. So if NatGas decides to hold that double bottom, then there's a chance that UNG will bounce from here as well. So we'll see. And this is also a bear flag too. You can see from the top of the move to the bottom move, we barely bounced 25% on the weekly time frame. So pretty much just a similar idea. They track different months contract. So their price action is very similar, but sometimes slightly different. All right, let's take a look at US dollar. Same thing, talked about this over the weekend. Fundamentals outweigh the technicals right now for dollar, but still very clear daily downtrend. So as long as the downtrend is intact, bears are in full control on the current dollar after this big equilibrium break. And for now, unless some kind of fundamental thing change that we're going to get less rate cuts and the dollar is not going to get a significant bounce. We'll get small bounces along the way, but over time, until we see rates start to stabilize, and maybe we'll get some kind of bounce. But for now, no signs of that yet. As long as daily downtrend intact, just let it keep on going. And same thing with EMA 12s, still looking line, rejection, 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 and couldn't even get there. We're still going, right? So we are pretty oversold, but it doesn't really matter if fundamentals are in the way. It's like, like I say, we get a stock market crash, right? And when we're oversold, doesn't mean that it's not going to mean anything. If there's a fundamental catalyst, like an event that's going on, like a black swan event, it would just get oversold and it'll keep going regardless of how far it goes. So don't fight the trend and make sure to stop losses. All right, so oil. And can't get more beautiful than this. Talked about this over the weekend. For many months, this tightening range, go up, go down, go up, go down, and continues. So it gets tighter and tighter on each move. And on this move, looks like we rejected perfectly off of this high. So on a tightening range, you're not supposed to get over the prior high or prior low. You can see each move is never breaking the prior lows or highs. And now we just rejected from there again. So if I have to guess, probably come down a little bit lower to the 73, and then maybe we bounce, and then we just continue to tighten up. And then at some point, of course, it's gonna break. We're getting pretty tight. So maybe it'll break in September. So keep an eye on watch when it breaks. We want to see volume come in, whichever it breaks, right? If we break bear, we want to see bear volume come in. And then if it breaks bull, we want to see bull volume come in. Yeah, gold, all-time highs, continuation. So I talked about this as well. Don't fight the bulls at this moment. Daily uptrend intact, bounce off EMA 12, bounce off EMA 12 again, continuation. This drop was pretty much just, you can see that low. It's pretty much just a back test of this triple top high, right? Very clear. The bulls are in absolute full control. If bears can't even get below this structure they just built on all-time highs, bears aren't going anywhere. So this is still in full bull control. If they just back test this triple top and bounce, obviously it's going to be a different story if we just, V-shape down and then break through that triple top and then go lower. Then I'll be looking at probably closer to this 2441 if that happens. Even if that happens, right? No big deal. We're still pretty much at all-time high structure right here. Bears really have to crack below this 2400 zone for me to say gold is starting to get a little bit bearish. But at this moment, not really. Zero. We're pretty much at all-time highs. And silver is starting to catch up a little bit. And I talked about this, that if gold keeps going, I'm looking for silver to potentially hit this resistance line where it reject, and then we'll see how it trades when it gets to this area. It doesn't have to hit it. It could come near it and then it rejects. It's like gold gets a red day tomorrow, then this could potentially come down. If gold gets a green day tomorrow, then this will likely touch it. And then we'll see how it trades over there. Yeah, as long as gold keeps going, I wouldn't fight silver either, because you trade pretty similar. Sometimes one is stronger than the other. Sometimes one is weaker than the other. You just have to see the relative strength chart, relative weakness chart. For now, bull's absolute full control in gold. All right, that's all for you guys. Have a great rest of you guys' week. I'll update you guys on the stock market tomorrow. And yeah, feel free to comment below if you guys have any questions. And feel free to support the channel on the Patreon links on YouTube. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.